Hello. We have ourselves a new month, don't we?
We do.
We'll see what Brian Wood has to say about that. Here's what else is coming up on this Thursday morning. Heat warnings remain in place for much of the Golden Horseshoe.
Against all odds, the Canadian women's soccer team moves on to the Olympic quarterfinals.
And Maya Rudolph.
They do.
Oh, yes. She is returning to Saturday Night Live next season as her role just got a lot bigger.
Mr. Vice President, I'm speaking.
Okay, Brian.
Hey!
Drum roll, please. It is the
1st of the month. Yay! I practice, you know.
There you go. We know you do.
very good, very good.
I think I missed last month, so yeah, it's been a couple months for me.
Exactly.
So, yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
August. All right.
It's hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, hot. Yeah, and a lot of people are saying, okay, enough. You know. Like,
Not Emily, though. Not Emily.
Yeah, it's not ending yet. No, the heat warning continues today. It should break a little bit for tomorrow. Today we're forecasting a high of 31. Now, yesterday we got to 30 with officially 30 with a humidex of 38. Today 31, humidex 39. Some areas could feel like 40. So it's going to be a hot one today. But we are going to have some instability settling in. We could have a shower. We could have a thunderstorm as the day progresses. It's going to be a mainly cloudy sky. So, yeah, we'll see some sun. Still a very high UV index. But, yeah, chance of showers, thunderstorms. Tomorrow we should hit 28. So it's still going to be on the warm side for the day tomorrow. Humidex values in the high 30s again, but at least it won't be in the 30s for tomorrow. That's one thing. So, yeah, we're sitting right now at 21 degrees, so it's a warm start to the morning. Humidex about 28, so, yeah, muggy. Talk about it coming up, looking at traffic. Sun's not up yet. It'll take a while yet. That's the 403 and Waterdown Road. Nothing to see there. Looks good in both directions. All the way around Hamilton, we're doing fine. To some MTO traffic cameras, just a bit of a stutter in the flow there. But as you can see, QEW west of 50 is doing fine. Top of the Skyway Bridge, east of Burl Oak through Burlington into Oakville. No problems at all so far this morning. Weather in detail, traffic we'll look at, of course, coming up. Right now, the news.
All right, thanks, Brian. Let's get into the news on this Thursday morning. And up first, the man accused of being the main plotter in the 9/11 terror attacks has agreed to plead guilty. The U.S. Defense Department says Khalid Sheikh Mohammed and 2 accomplices are expected to enter the pleas at the military commission at Guantanamo Bay, Cuba, as soon as next week. So it's a pre-trial agreement. Sources say the men will plead guilty in exchange for the prosecution not seeking the death penalty. The plea agreement, it comes more than 20 years after the attacks in New York, Virginia, and Pennsylvania that killed nearly 3,000 people.
The RCMP say a planned terrorist attack in Toronto has been stopped with the arrest of a father and son. Now, most of the details of their investigation are under a publication ban. However, police do say
there is no ongoing threat to citizens in the city of Toronto. We're still trying to establish exactly who were the intended targets.
62-year-old Ahmed Al-Didi and 26-year-old Mustafa Al-Didi face a total of 9 charges, including conspiracy to commit murder. The father and son are accused of having ties to ISIS. They were arrested last Friday at a hotel in Richmond Hill. Police say one of the men is also accused of an attack outside of Canada.
Police in Central Ontario say they have found human remains during their search for a woman suspected of being kidnapped. York Regional Police, they say Ying Zhang was last seen last Thursday morning in Markham. 26-year-old Chang Ling Yang of East Gwillimbury is facing charges of kidnapping, forcible confinement, and aggravated assaults. Police say information suggested that Yang traveled to Kirkfields, which is in the Kawartha Lakes, in a white Ford van. The remains were found in the village back on Monday, and officers are now waiting for the coroner to confirm their identity.
60-year-old man has been taken to hospital after a vehicle rollover near the Niagara-on-the-Lake Outlet Mall. The OPP say it happened just before 8 last night on the QEW Fort Erie bound at Glendale Avenue. Police say the man has non-life-threatening injuries. The cause of the crash is under investigation. A man wanted after a deadly shooting in downtown Hamilton last fall has now been arrested. 22-year-old Albert Haiseni was arrested hours after Hamilton police issued a news release yesterday saying he was wanted for manslaughter. A 36-year-old man died after being shot in an alley off of Herkimer Street near Caroline and Bay the night of October 3rd. Investigators believe the shooting was the result of a drug deal gone wrong. A Brampton man was also charged with manslaughter in the case several months ago. It is another hot and sticky day across Hamilton, Halton, and Niagara. Heat warnings remain in place. Simone Gavros is staying cool, though. She's at Burlington's Spencer Smith Park with more.
Good morning, and well, yes, that heat warning is still in effect, and it's going to be in effect until it's officially canceled, but that's in the Hamilton, Halton, and Niagara regions. But here at Spencer Smith Park, I mean, the water here is so still and quiet. It almost looks like glass. There's already some people here. There's a couple people already kayaking this morning, some runners out here this morning, likely trying to get that workout in before that hot humidity sets in, because it could feel close to 40 with the humidity. Now, if you are looking for ways to stay cool today, you're probably thinking about heading to the beach, and there are a number of beaches, of course, in this area, but it is still something to keep in mind when it comes to the safety of them. Now, there are a number of safe beaches here in Halton region, including Brant Street Beach, which is actually just right here at Spencer Smith Park. And just in terms of beaches that are unsafe, Bronte Beach Park is currently unsafe to swim in based on E. coli test results. Now, if we head over to Hamilton, the beaches along Beach Boulevard, as well as Van Wagner's Beach and Confederation Beach Park, all of those are safe to swim in, but just a reminder that the beach at Pier 4 is currently closed. And over in Niagara, majority of the beaches there are safe to swim in, except for about 6 based on unsafe bacteria levels and algae growth. That includes Lakeside Beach in St. Catharines, as well as Nickel Beach in Port Colborne. Now, there's also a number of cooling centers that are going to be open in all 3 regions. You could head over to the library or community centers to help stay cool, to beat the heat today, because it is going to be hot and humid for the rest of the afternoon. But today I'll be speaking to a lot of people this morning to hear more about how they plan to stay cool for the rest of this Thursday. But for now, I'll send things back over to you, Annette.
Okay, thanks very much. Well, federal NDP leader Jagmeet Singh says the fundamental rules of housing have to be changed to end Canada's housing crisis. During a tour in Hamilton, Singh was in our CHCH studios with Al Sweeney. They discussed a number of measures that could bring more fairness to housing. He suggests being ready to take government support like preferential tax treatment away from corporate landlords. And Singh says governments have to start building homes like the wartime housing. Singh took aim at investors and developers, saying they play by different rules compared to the average Canadian.
The housing market does not work for a young person or a senior wanting to retire, or even a family that's trying to find a home that they can afford. And that is not by accident, that's by design. We have to change that fundamentally.
Singh's tour of Hamilton included a meeting with Hamilton Mayor Andrea Horwath. He was in Hamilton for the nomination meeting for MP Matthew Green. For the full interview, go to chch.com.
All right, let's get to the Olympics, because during yesterday's show, we discovered that our Canadian women's soccer team, their appeal to reduce the 6 points deducted because of the drone spying scandal, well, that was denied. Secretly, I was kind of happy because it meant that our women had to get it done on the pitch. And guess what? They got it done on the pitch again in the final group stage game against Colombia. They had to win, and the hero in the game against France was Vanessa Gilles. And in the 61st minute, guess who did it again? A well-timed header off of Captain Jesse Fleming's free kick would hold up for the 1-0 win. And despite all the drama with this drone silliness, our ladies won all 3 of their matches. They're off to the quarterfinals. This team is an inspiration for all of us. And no matter what gets thrown at them, they come through. They will now play Germany on Saturday. But let's hear from the hero on all the support that they've received.
I've gotten more messages this group stage than I have even winning a gold medal. So yeah, the world is against us. Canada sticks together. That's the values we have in this group. When adversity and pressure comes, we really rely on each other. Supporters, fans, family, friends that have done the same to help us through it. The world might be against us, but Canada's sticking together, and hopefully we go all the way.
Listen, they have nothing more to prove, but there is no way you want this story to stop. Let's see what they can do on Saturday against Germany. And we're spoiled with wonderful stories in these games. How about 19-year-old Ilya Karu, who was born in Montreal, get this, to Ukrainian parents who were in Montreal because they were Cirque du Soleil performers. So he ended up growing up in Las Vegas, but swims for Canada and secured our first medal in men's swimming since 2012 in London, winning a bronze in the 200-meter butterfly. Awesome. How about another Montrealer doing some sensational things in tennis? Felix Auger-Aliassime had quite the Wednesday, becoming the first Canadian male tennis player to make the quarterfinals at the Olympics. Didn't come easy, beating heavyweight Daniil Medvedev in straight sets. So next up is Norway's Casper Ruud for a chance at a medal. That goes today, but that's not all. He's already into the medal round in mixed doubles with his partner, Gabriela Dabrowski. They beat the Americans, Coco Gauff and Taylor Fritz, yesterday. They play Czechia today. So let's look ahead to what's going on in day number 6. Lots happening. So golf has started in Paris with our men on the course as we speak. 2 Canadians, including Listowel's Corey Connors and Nick Taylor. They're both on the course as we speak. Our women's basketball team, they need a better result today in their game against Australia. That starts at 7:30 our time. They lost badly to France, 75-54 in their first game. Coming off her bronze medal on Sunday in individual foil, Hamilton's Eleanor Harvey will try for another medal in women's team foil. By the way, we're going to have Eleanor on our show tomorrow morning live at 7 o'clock. What about Waterdown's Heather Bansley? Beach volleyball, her and her partner, Sophie Bukovic. They are up against Australia this morning at 10 a.m. Last group match for them. They're looking for their first win after 2 losses. And then all eyes will be on the pool this afternoon as phenom Summer McIntosh will be going for her 3rd medal after a gold and a silver. She competes in the women's 200-meter butterfly final where she had the top time in the semis. That goes this afternoon at 2:30.
Holiday drills it. Right field. Down the line. Grand slam.
Oh, yeah, then there's the Blue Jays. They wrapped their series with Baltimore, where the Orioles' top prospect, Jackson Holliday, hit his first big league home run in style. Grand slam to propel the first-place O's to a 10-4 drubbing of the Jays. So they take 2 or 3. Could be some tough sledding for the Bluebirds the final couple months after shipping so many players out at the trade deadline. So they get a day off today. They start a series in the Bronx against the Evil Empire tomorrow.
Well, not like we get a day off today. No, we got to get back and get at it. Let's show you what's going on. 6:13 is the time here. Nothing happening on the roads, really. Looks good. It's just getting a little bit busier. 403 Waterdown Road. That's our camera. Doing okay. MTO traffic cameras into St. Catharines. Fairly hazy conditions this morning. Garden City Skyway West, no volume at all. Same with west of 50. We'll flip ahead to the 403 junction. So Toronto-bound lanes coming out of Hamilton heading away from us on that camera. East of Royal Windsor, looks good through Oakville. Dip into Mississauga at Dixie. All doing fine. Please take it carefully this morning. And we're trying to stay cool. Actually, good news, the temperature has dropped a degree. Yay! Yeah, we're now in the teens, thankfully. So 19 degrees, but it still feels like the mid to 20s, like 27 degrees is what it feels like outside. Look at that humidity, 100%. Winds are light. It is very misty, very hazy this morning. We have the heat warning in effect for Hamilton, Halton, Niagara, Toronto. 30 to 32 is what the temperature is going to be. Humidex value is going to feel about the 40s, warm overnight lows. Now, this heat warning actually does not include Brantford as you go to the west or even into Haldimand County. Doesn't include there. Air quality for the day today, moderate risk at 4, once again like yesterday. We have a low pressure system to the west. Little bit of a break here right now, but we're going to get some instability as that warm front and low get a little bit closer to us today. So chance of a shower, chance of a thunderstorm as the day progresses, and then fog again tonight because it's going to stay warm. Temperatures today, 30 to 31 degrees, but that's just the temperature. You factor in the humidity, it's going to feel like about 39, so warmer than yesterday, hotter than yesterday, and there's that instability settling in. Tonight, the fog patches develop once again. It stays on the warm side, 20, 21 degrees around the Horseshoe, a little bit cooler for Guelph and Kitchener, and then tomorrow, again, again, instability, but the temperature will take a little bit cooler. 28 to 29, still humidex values into the 30s. 38 is what it'll feel like for the day tomorrow. We'll see some sun, but yeah, just generally a mainly cloudy sky. So out the door, the 1th of the month here. It's a very misty, very hazy start to the day. The winds are light. Temperature has dipped to 19. Long-range forecast coming up. Annette, Tim.
Thank you, Brian.
Okay, so if you're looking for somebody to blame for all this heat stuff.
Wow. It's been years since I did weather, Tim. I mean,
Didn't you
weeks,
just come on here
yeah.
yesterday morning and talk about how you want it hot and sticky and like you walk outside and it hits you like a brick truck?
Yes, and I love every minute of it, and I love it even more when I remember those horrible days in February where you're outside at 3 o'clock in the morning scraping your windshields and you're freezing and your breath is coming out and you can see it and your eyelashes are frozen. Remember those days? Which would you prefer?
See, I don't mind those days.
Yeah. One in every crowd.
Okay, so come February, we'll blame her for those days. We'll blame you for these days.
Thank you.
I'm not saying I look forward to them, but I don't mind them.
Okay, well, in Chit Chat, we're talking about Carrie Underwood going back to her roots on American Idol, and we're going to be checking in on Saturday Night Live's Maya Rudolph. Will she be returning? All of those details.
Okay, we'll see you at the couch in a little bit. After the break, though, Ticketmaster Canada under investigation following a massive data breach. We'll see you in 2. 6:18, here's some numbers for you. Canadian dollar is down 9 basis points, trading overseas at 72.33 cents US. Gold up over $5, 24.7860 an ounce. Crude oil up 49 cents, 78.40 a barrel. Off to Europe we go. Hey, Europe. Markets are down in London, Frankfurt, and Paris.
In Asia, there were huge losses in Tokyo, almost 1,000 points. Markets also down today in Hong Kong and Shanghai. Checking North American markets from yesterday, the TSX was up 286 points, the Dow gained almost 100, and the Nasdaq was up more than 450 points.
So glad you're with us on this first day of August. It's Thursday. Let's get into some business news. And there's an investigation that has been launched into Ticketmaster Canada after a major data breach involving the personal information of millions of people around the world. The Privacy Commissioner of Canada says it launched the investigation in response to a complaint and will assess Ticketmaster's compliance with federal private sector privacy law. So the ticket seller told customers earlier this month that an unauthorized third party snagged information from a cloud database that could have included customer names, basic contact information, and payment card information. Ticketmaster, they are owned by Live Nation Entertainment.
Canada's economy grew slightly in May by 0.2%. It was mainly because of expansions in manufacturing and the public sector. That was offset by a slowdown in retail and wholesale trade and the oil and gas sector. Economists say while the latest data from StatsCan came in a little bit stronger than expected, it still shows the country needs a continued reduction in interest rates.
There's a new report from the Conference Board of Canada that predicts that 1/3 of agriculture jobs could be automated within the next 10 years. Additionally, it estimates that 1/5 of food and beverage manufacturing jobs might also become automated in that same time frame. So routine and repetitive tasks in agriculture are expected to be replaced by technology, reducing the need for human labor. However, an increased use of technology is expected to lead to growing demand for data scientists, software engineers, and other kinds of high-tech roles. I do ask, where was this when I had to pick stones in the back 50 of the farm on Saturday mornings? Where was it then? Anyways, I digress.
You digress.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to take a break right now. Reminisce on how easy your job is now.
Oh, yes.
Right? Taking a break. Brian's going to be back with traffic and your forecast.
On the button, 624. Look at that on the 1st of the month here, Garden City. Let's check the skyways. Here's the Garden City Skyway. Nothing to see there. Toronto bound heading away from us as they're showing us now. Look at that up at the top right. Toronto bound lanes heading away from us. Here, Toronto bound lanes now heading away from us on the Burlington Skyway. This is the Burlington side of the bridge, so that looks good. East of Burl Oak all the way through Sheraton. We do have a problem on the 427 going going northbound. It's the ramp to Rathburn. It's completely closed with a collision. The collision is under the bridge there, and they've got the closure back at the ramp. So that's the one problem that we have, but that is further afield. Let's check our temperatures right now. Hamilton, well, we're fluctuating a bit. We were 19, now we've come up to 20. So 22 degrees Grimsby and Mississauga, 23 into Toronto. Seasonals this time of year, 15 for the overnight low. So yeah, we're warm to start the day. 26 for the daytime high, way above that today. Those are our sun times. Sun is now up. We'll see a little bit of it, and those are our records for today. Now, good idea to get out and get your walk done early with your pal here this morning. That was the temperature a little while ago. Now it's come up to 20. It is very misty this morning, so enjoy your walk. Today, 31, humid index of 39 as we get into the first day of August. It's a hot start to the month. We'll see some showers, possible thunderstorms. Tonight, the temperature only falls to 21. Tomorrow, a touch cooler, 28. You'll notice the slide continuing into Saturday. Tomorrow, 38 is what it'll feel like with that chance of showers, thunderstorms. Looks like it's going to be fairly gray on Saturday. Chance of showers in 26. 27, again, chance of showers. The holiday Monday, civic holiday, looks beautiful. Sun clouds, and look at that, comfortable. Finally, 23 and 24 for Tuesday and Wednesday. It's your forecast. Annette, Tim.
Okay, new chicken rules are being proposed in Des Moines, Iowa, and they are ruffling a few feathers.
Okay, here we go. The city wants to ban roosters and limit the number of hens to just 12 per home. Right now, people in Des Moines can have up to 30 hens. So the proposed changes, they come after noise complaints. Closer to home, urban chickens are currently prohibited in Hamilton. However, 26 cities and towns in Ontario do allow residential chickens, including Niagara Falls. I could see that because might be getting woken up to little cock-a-doodle-doodles. A whole course of them.
30 chickens.
That's
a lot.
They would make some noise. We had little. I always remember we had little chicks when they arrived. They loved little chicks, and then they grow up and then they poop everywhere. Comes a little messy.
They also eat bugs, though.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, look at you. Always looking at the positive.
On the bright side.
Look at you. Oh goodness. Thursday, Sunday of the summer into August. Here we go. We'll see you in a couple minutes.